Hey guys, Josh Henkin here, creator of the Ultimate Sandbag and our DVRT training system. I'm really excited to talk to you today about our new introduction of our DVRT Advanced Filler Bag. Now we're going to talk about the whys and the hows and how you can optimize this filler bag within your training system to actually create a whole new level of challenge, strength, endurance, and stability. So first off, let's talk about the differences between our classic filler bags and the Advanced DVRT filler bag. So this is our classic filler bag. The idea behind it is a quick change of weight in and out of your Ultimate Sandbag. Obviously with the advanced version we have a one filler liner, so you're not going to be able to change weight as easily. So you're going to really have to pay attention to the manipulation of other training variables that we talk about in our DVRT system. Secondly, this allows us the optimal balance between strength, stability, controlling dimension, and all those other variables. So when you introduce an advanced version, it means it's going to be hard to control and you're really going to have to be proficient on our base models. It doesn't mean once you move up to the advanced version that this becomes irrelevant. The classic model is always going to be your foundation in everything you do because again, it gives you that great balance between stability, instability, load, unloading, and so forth. So if we look at the liner, this is a liner we designed out of a heavy duty material that allowed you to fill it with water or sand. Now a lot of people hear water and they immediately want to jump to the water variable. Water is the most unstable filling implement you can use. So a lot of people get excited and want to use water. However, water has limitations in and of itself. Number one, if it's the most unstable loading implement, you're going to want to make sure that you understand how to perform all the DVRT exercises very proficiently with sand or other type of implements such as rice or beans or whatever you fill your Ultimate Sandbag with. So once you gain proficiency, then you can add a level of instability. But if you're trying to pick up the technical proficiency in these lifts, you do not want to start with water. Water also doesn't happen to move very much in the vertical plane. It works very well when you add rotation or other movements to it so you can get shifting and drastic movement of the water. You'll see here is a water bag filled to capacity. If you fill it to capacity, you're also going to limit the movement of water. So you can see here is a filler bag that I have loaded with sand but has a lot of pliability. So if I did the same thing with water, it's going to allow more fluctuation of the water back and forth when I lift it. However, water also limits you a little bit in some of the exercises you can do, predominantly pressing overhead. So if I have a water bag, because of the unstable nature, it can be really hard to balance. It's going to roll into my upper chest. I never want to press from here because I can't use my lats and all the loads through the front part of my shoulder. I can really develop some nasty type of bicep tendon or other compressive injuries in the shoulder if I press from there. So you can still press your shoulder motions, which are great with a water bag. As you'll see, the shoulder position allows a lot of instability, especially when filled with water. However, one of my favorites is to start off filling them with sand. When you fill with sand, you can do all your DVRT exercises and it allows for more instability because of the movement within the filler bag. Obviously, when you fill the bag more and more to capacity, you're going to reduce the amount of instability that you have. So when you actually implement these exercises, I tend to like moving from our classic filler bag into our advanced DVRT with sand and eventually with water. In a moment, I'm going to show you the exercises that are best suited for water and some that are best suited for sand so that you can have optimal options in creating different exercises and programs in your DVRT system. So it's very important that you understand how to implement this correctly so you can optimize your training and get the most out of the advanced DVRT training system. Now, we're not selling these probably till February. Right now we're running a contest on our fan page, so make sure to check it out so that you can join and get started with this great system that I'm sure is going to revolutionize the way you do your training. Alright, so what are the situations that the advanced DVRT filler bag is going to really work with some of our drills? Well, for one is whenever we add rotation, you're going to get water or sand carrying on one side or the other. If you choose to do water, you're going to find these movements to be the most profound because water's going to gain momentum to one side and your body's going to have to project it going the other. So, for example, exercises such as shoveling allows water to move a little bit more. Exercises such as a lateral lunge to clean, again, having that water change is going to also make the exercise different. Now, when we introduce advanced DVRT training, you notice that we start by actually compacting a smaller dimension. So while we can have the same load in a bigger Ultimate Sandbag, we're holding it a little more tightly to reduce stability or instability so that we can learn control again, because we're dealing with a new implement and a new level of instability. Now, this Ultimate Sandbag, you'll see I left the pliability in there, and I do have it full of water. So if I go ahead and perform some of our classic vertical movements, there's not a lot of trajectory side to side. Okay? However, again, if I do some of the movements such as a rotational lunge, clean, now when I receive the weight, because there's rotation coming up with it, I have to fight that instability. The other great benefit is when I go to exercises such as shouldering, bring the weight out. Now, anything in the shoulder position is going to produce a lot of instability because the water's going to move forward and back. Okay, so you're going to want to notice that when you do anything, especially in an unstable position such as a lunge, a step up, a staggered stance, you're going to find that it's harder to deal with the instability with the weight on the shoulder. Finally, here's one of my favorite Ultimate Sandbags we have in our facility. It's filled with sand. And you can see the pliability that I left with it. So when we go ahead and do any of our classic strength lifts, number one, you see all the weight drops away from me. So it's a much longer pull, so I have to use a lot more of my hips than if it's filled more tightly. So when I go and perform the movement and have it land right on my fist, the beautiful thing is the weight's going to shift. So even though I've caught on both my hands, you're going to find that the weight distribution is uneven. So one side, as I press it overhead and so forth, is going to work harder than the other side. A great way to, again, utilize unstable objects in a progressive manner. If I do go to movements such as shouldering, you do have to be aware of the fact that as I shoulder the bag, the weight drops away from me. So if I'm not proficient in this style, I have to work with more compact Ultimate Sandbags so I can learn the movement, because I need to learn how to accelerate quickly off the ground so I don't injure my low back. So you can see that the Advanced DVRT filler provides us more options and progressions within our training system. Using it just as a means to be difficult or hard or different is not really a good rationale in anything we do. So I hope this has helped guide you upon the line of thought behind our introduction of the Advanced DVRTs. These will be available probably in February. However, we're running a contest that you can win one of these filler bags right now at our fan page of Ultimate Sandbag Training. So check out our blog, check out our fan page, and see how you can win one right now.